Hello kindergartners, and welcome to our at standard videos for today. This is our first worksheet, the Ducky Place Value Math. So would you please take this worksheet out, writing our name at the top with your, whatever your numeral writing, pen, pencil, marker, crayon, whatever your tool is. Name at the top. We will be using orange and blue for these, for our numeral writing today. So getting those out, and then we'll be ready to go. Okay, so our worksheet says, look at each number and write the number of tens and the number of ones that you see in the number. So for instance, looking at this number, what number is this? 22, right, exactly, 22. Now, thinking back to when we were in our classrooms, we were using those tools called 10 stacks and ones. How would you show 22 as 10 stacks and ones? Would you have 5 10 stacks for 22? No. Would you have 1 10 stack for 22? No. Would you have 2 10 stacks for 22? Right. That shows this number right here. This number is in the tens place. 2 10 stacks. I'm just going to draw a tall rectangle. Imagine there is 10. Well, let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, double checking. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 10 ones in a stack, and I have 2 to show 20. These are not the straightest lines, but they'll work for what we need. Okay, and this 10 stack is right next to the other one. We can see that they're matching, so there's 10 in both stacks. That shows us 20 because 10 and 10 more is 20. And then looking in the ones, how many ones do we see? We saw 2 tens. How many ones? Right, our little 1 cubes were just little squares like this. That shows us 10, 2 tens, and 2 ones. 2 tens and 2 ones. So what we're going to be doing here is writing in orange first our ones. We see how many ones did we do? 2, right. 2 ones. So taking our orange, finding, we see a tens box and a ones box. In the ones box, we're writing a 2. And then how many 10 stacks did we have? Right, 2 also. So taking our blue and writing a 2 in the tens place. So we see we have 2 ones and 2 tens, which we can see in our picture here as well. I'm not sure if you were able to take home any 10 stacks and 10 ones, but drawing them is super easy. Just draw a long rectangle and counting out 10 ones, or you can just remember a long rectangle equals 10 ones, and then ones are squares, just like I did. It doesn't matter if they're straight or perfect. They can be wobbly like mine. That is fine, as long as you know that that stack equals 10 ones. Okay, looking at the second one, we see the number, what's this number? 14, right. So now thinking, let's think ones place first this time. How many ones are we gonna have in this? Right, 4. I'm gonna add 2 more because we have 2 already. I'm gonna add 2 more because 2 plus 2 equals 4. So now, before we do anything to our tens, what number do we have shown here with our tens and our ones? How many 10 stacks do we have? 2. So that shows us 10, 20. That shows us 20, 24, right. But we need the number 14. So we need to take away one of our 10 stacks. Beep, 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 beep. Okay, so we see now we have how many 10 stacks? 1, right. And that shows us 10, and 4 more makes 14. You got it. So looking at our boxes, looking at the ones first, how many ones do we have? 4, writing with our orange. 4. And then how many 10s do we have? How many stacks of 10 do we have? 1, right. Are you kind of seeing the pattern? Let's also, looking back at our first number here, let's underline, taking out our orange, in this number here, underline the ones place. And then in this number here, underlining your ones place, what is it? Right, it's where the 4 is at. Okay, then taking our blue, underlining the 10s place. You got it. 10 and 10. Okay, doing that with the rest of them, going through, it helps your brain to see, okay, 2 and 2, 1 and 1 in my 10s place, 2 and 2 in my 1s place, 4 and 4 in my 1s place. So starting to see those 1s place and those 10s places in your numbers. Okay, so that's what this worksheet looks like. Oop, dropped my magnet. Our next worksheet looks like this. It just has a lot of subtraction problems, which we've been doing. These are fabulous practice for just working on different strategies that work best for us. I'm going to do the first 2 with my hands that I have here. And then you can do them with the pockets or with your fingers, whatever works best for you. So I'm going to turn my camera downward so you can see. Okay, so the first, looking at the top of your worksheet, number 1 is here. We see 7 minus 4, right? Okay, so I'm going to take 7 pennies out and I'm going to give them, I have 7 pennies. I have 7, so I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pennies. Double checking, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pennies. And I am giving you 4 pennies. 1, 2, 3, 4. Double checking. 1, 2, 3, 4 pennies. Okay, now I need to figure out how many I have left in my hand. I had 7. You took 4. How many do I have left? 1, 2, 3. Double check. 1, 2, 3. So we figured out that 7, take away 4. I had 7 pennies. You took 4. How many do we have left? 3. Exactly. Writing with your numeral tool, the difference is 3. If you would like the continued practice of tracing your numerals, they're a little bit small, but if you would like, go through and trace your numerals and your math symbols to keep getting that practice. But I know we've been having lots of practice and these ones are a little bit smaller. So if you don't want to do that, that's okay. But it's just good practice and I like tracing too. So, and that is all of the top numerals, or our minuends, are going to be 7 or less. I also added another page to our packet this week for today that is the same exact thing, but the minuend is 9 or less. So just continued practice. If you feel you want to keep practicing with your subtracting or practicing different strategies that work best for you, then go for it. That is all I have for you this week. Thank you everyone for working with me, and nice work, and happy mathing. I'll see you next week.